Welcome to BigDaddie Sports. I'm your host, Big Daddy.
Jenkins.
We're back with you once again talking about the hot topics in sports. Let's jump right in it. So, the Patriots lost. As you predicted. I give it to you. You predicted.
As I predicted.
So, did this loss cause a hit to Tom Brady and Bill Belichick's legs?
You have three. That's three in football is that's
three in any sport.
But three in football.
Right.
Some people only get one. Coaches get one. Maybe two. So you got a strong foundation. I think the drama with Brady's wife is causing more to his legacy and everything like that. You got the email before the Super Bowl saying pray for him, like he's unstable, like he's on suicide watch. Then you got the fan video with the phone, basically recording saying blaming it on the receivers. I think that's creating more with Brady and everything. As far as
okay, let's go here. Let's just do it now. Is it his fault for the throw, or should Welker have caught the ball? Let's settle this right now.
Welker, you're a veteran. You should have caught the ball. Brady, it was a little high.
A little?
It was a little high.
A little?
Hey, look, Welker like 5'7".
I agree with that, but I'm saying. I agree Welker should. You get two hands on the football, I was told. You get two hands on it, you catch the ball. But at the same time, he's the definition of wide open. And if you just put the ball on him, and then
he can make a football move before he get hit.
Look, here it is. What makes this bad is that Brady had the opportunity to make the throw that would ice the game. And then what makes it worse for him is that, one, you have now video of the referee who ruled it incomplete saying that was the game. The game was over right there. He's on NFL film saying that. That's one. Two, next drive, Eli comes out and he makes the throw you can't make. That throw Eli made on the sideline, there ain't 5 other quarterbacks in the league who make that particular throw. That throw was perfect.
Let's talk about the wide receiver catching it in the drag, and you halfway out there.
I'm just saying, there's more wide receivers that can make that catch than there are quarterbacks that can make that throw. So, with all that being the case, it makes Tom and Welker look bad for that one particular play. But to me, more important than that throw is the interception.
Yes.
You know your tight end's hurt. He can't get off the ground. The interception is inexcusable. Live to play another day. The interception was bad. Brady didn't have a horrible day, but he didn't have a Tom Brady day. Does it hurt his legacy? It has to, because if they win that football game, you're talking about Tom Brady is the greatest of all time.
Yes.
Been to 5, won 4. You're talking, it'll be him and Montana are in the conversation. And that's it. By losing, it changes the conversation a little bit. Next up, is Eli Manning now a Hall of Famer? Kurt Warner says no. What do you think?
2 more years, 4,000 yards. No more. You don't need no more Super Bowls. I mean, you got 2 Super Bowls. You've done it. You've gone. And the thing is, it wasn't like, oh, you got this hot team and you did back to back. No, you had a hot team. You missed some playoffs. You had to get your receiving core back. Then you came back and you beat, again, the best quarterback in the game. Eli, 2 more seasons. It's stat-wise. He hasn't been in the game long enough stat-wise to meet the stats.
But I'm going to tell you this, though. It kind of don't matter, and I'll show you why. Troy Aikman, if you look at the stats, is not a Hall of Famer. But championships put him in the Hall. Now, part of that is he sacrificed his stats to let Emmett lead the team because that's what was best for the team. But if you look at Troy's stats, you're not blown away by his stats. Championship, Joe Namath. You look at his stats, he's not a Hall of Fame quarterback, but winning Super Bowl III put him over the top. Eli made the playoffs a couple more times. I think he's first batter. I think he gets in regardless. But he's really only done 2 playoff runs. But his percentage right now is better than his brothers. He's beaten Tom Brady twice. He's going to improve on his numbers. Right now, he's only a 58% passer. He's never had, a 90 quarterback rating in a season. All that's about to change.
And you look at the last 2 years, though. You got to get in sync. New receivers have been coming the last 2 years. You got to be timing and everything down. This year,
I think that's over. Manaham's got to be re-signed. Cruz needs a new deal because he's on his rookie deal. If they keep those pieces in place, Eli could, if he plays 4,000 yards for 5 more seasons, where he'll be numbers-wise, the conversation is going to change. And if Peyton doesn't play, which we'll talk about here in a minute, he'll move past his brother because he has 2.
Yeah.
He has 2. He's only a lot can change for Eli. Right now, I would say if he retired today, borderline Hall of Fame. Continued at the pace of what he did this season, the greatest 4th quarters in a season ever. Oh, Eli, he'll be in the Hall. Speaking of his brother, there's mixed reports. Reports say somebody said he had a noodle arm. Somebody said he's throwing the ball well. Some doctors say he's back. The Colts doctors don't really agree with that. I'm already on record as saying I don't think the man should play again, and I don't think he will play again. Is he going to see the field next season?
I think he's seen the field. Peyton Manning and football go together. He's going to come back. With the Colts, I don't think he's coming back with the Colts. I think he's going to be with another team.
I don't know. That ain't even part of the I think that's a done deal. Either way it goes, he's done in Indy. Will he be healthy enough to play somewhere else?
Yes. Well, hold up. It's February, y'all. It's February. Now, the man has some atrophy. The man's been under surgery and does surgery.
Wait. How long?
It's February.
How long? He had neck surgery almost a year ago.
And
how long?
Training camp. He ready, yo. It's Peyton Manning.
But see, you looking at Peyton Manning like we used to look at Mike Tyson. It's the 90s, you looking at Mike Tyson like it was 80s Mike Tyson. It's 2012, you look like Peyton Manning like it's 2006. He ain't the same guy. If he's healthy, he's going to be 36. He coming back not healthy, and you franchise quarterback, I don't see it.
Oh, man, look,
I don't see it.
Peyton do good in Arizona. They bring in the veterans. Finish up a couple years, then retire.
He's not coming here. He's not coming to Arizona.
Look, he ain't done. He's not done.
Look, it'd be great for football if he's not done. But in my estimation, when it comes down to it, we don't know how that because now, reportedly, allegedly, it's not the neck now. It's the tricep nerve responding. You don't know if that's going to come back. You really don't. And he can't play quarterback if his arm doesn't respond. He didn't have a gun in the first place. He had a good arm, but he didn't have a Brett Favre type arm to start with. If it's less, then Peyton is probably done.
Peyton went through the surgeries. Peyton had been here, so he can move on. Peyton's gonna fight. Peyton's gonna be on the field. He gonna play. Now, as far as healing process, I ain't gonna say 1 sack ain't gonna take him in his career.
Exactly.
But game.
So who invested in that?
Year 1. Look,
who invested in that?
Peyton Manning will start on the football team. Will he get injured? I don't know.
Look, why would you? If you're Arizona, I might as well go with Kevin Cobb. I got a great chance. No, there's no way.
Hey, hold on. If we scared that Peyton gonna get injured, we know Cobb gonna get injured too. That's about the same thing.
Arizona quarterback situation other than Skelton is a hot mess anyway. Moving on. Biggest free agent this coming offseason. Who's important? Who's the most important free agent out there? You know, Vincent Jackson's going to be out there. He's probably the biggest wide receiver that's going to be out there. Alex Smith is a free agent. Technically, Drew Brees is a free agent. So who must be re-signed by their team?
Well, Drew Brees definitely needs to be re-signed. Alex Smith, depending on who you can get. I mean, he did that, and he showed he could be a serviceable quarterback. But I say you wait, see what's out there. He ain't going nowhere, so you wait. Ray Rice, Baltimore definitely needs to re-sign him. I mean, there's Vincent. He can get in any situation. I mean, he making the team better. I mean, look.
I think Alex Smith stays put. His coach says he wants him back. I think you keep him put. If you can get Vincent Jackson to come up the road to the 49ers, I think that puts that team over the top. Because Crabtree has proven and shown he's a number 2 at best. If you look at that draft now, and you look at Hayward Bay and Crabtree now,
Oakland saw potential.
Hayward Bay has become the better wideout. So Oakland should be commended for that. But anyway, Vincent Jackson on that team, if they had Vincent Jackson on that team in the NFC Championship game, that game is different. None of those wideouts showed up. I think Alex stays.
Deshaun, Andy said he wants him back. We don't know if Deshaun Jackson going back to Philly.
They'll franchise him.
But,
I think a team should take a risk on him. He brings a lot to the table in the punt return game, and as a wide receiver, he can make you explosive. But I don't know. If New Orleans waits past March 8th or when free agency starts to sign Drew Brees, don't be shocked if other teams jump in on that.
Oh yeah, if you ain't gonna seal the deal.
His deal should be, if his deal is not done, let me throw 2 teams out there that will call in a heartbeat at 12:01 when free agency starts. Miami and the Jets. Miami messed up the first time and didn't get him, so they're trying to fix that mistake.
Hold on. Dallas.
Romo is not the problem in Dallas.
Look,
Romo is not the problem.
Y'all remember when a year or 2 years ago, Jerry Jones ran? I don't think Jerry Jones feels any different. Look.
How about in Dallas they get a cornerback? How about they get a linebacker? Let me ask you this question. Jerry Jones want to run his mouth all the time. How's he doing picking these guys? Remember, he decided, I'm going to get Keith Brookins over Ray Lewis. I'm not even going to call it. How that look now?
I agree.
How that look now?
I agree. Jerry Jones made a question. He passed over Randy Moss. He's like, I'll never again got Dez Bryant. I mean, he loved
And how Dez Bryant look? Look, Dez Bryant got all the potential in the world. What are he doing on the field?
Injury prone. He get injured on the field. That's what he's doing.
But he don't show up. He'll show up a couple plays in the first quarter. Might get a play or 2 in the fourth quarter. And everything in between, he's not there.
Is it him or is Romo and Witten have secret meetings? Look.
I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. But Romo and Miles Austin seem to be on the same page.
Sometimes.
Most of the time.
Sometimes.
Dez Bryant is a no-show mentally. There's so much a no-show that the kid Justin Blackman out of Oklahoma State has to answer questions about Dez Bryant because they went to the same school. Are you the same guy? Are you going to space out? Are you not going to pay debtors like he did? I mean, Dez Bryant is a head case, and I'm now glad that the Ravens didn't get him. I'm just saying, Jerry Jones done made some questionable decisions. And look, his head coach decision right now is still questionable. What do we know about Jason Garrett now that we didn't know before? Nothing. He's still a question mark. We know he knows how to ice his own kicker, but that's about all we learned.
He has no faith in his quarterback.
That's it. And let's be real.
Hold on. Ice your own kicker. What else? It was a kick the next time.
But let's be real. How many games do they win if Romo don't play? Both Washington games, Romo saved them. Couple other games, Romo in the fourth quarter was clutch. He had some bad moments. I can't excuse the Detroit moment. But Dallas didn't make the playoffs because the defense couldn't stop anybody. And them corners, Terrence Newman, safety Sensabar, hot garbage. Hot garbage. The whole secondary needs to be redone.
Message.
Okay, NFL Combine's coming up. Next week, I hope to have a nice guest for you that's going to cover the Combine for us. So stay tuned and look forward to that. Next up, NBA. Chauncey Billups done for the year, Achilles. Do you think the Clippers still have a chance to get to the Western Conference Finals?
Playoffs, yes, not Western Conference Finals. I mean, look, we've seen, one game since Chauncey went down, and they lost. They have to find a new rhythm. So what Chauncey brings that team as a veteran,
Mr. Big Shot.
Leader.
When Chauncey's there,
shooting.
But when Chauncey's there in a clutch situation, I can put Mo Williams, Chauncey, and Chris Paul on the floor. Now you gotta go. Now that's limited to 2. Most teams don't have 2, and I understand it. I'm just saying when it's 3, it gives you a ton of options. And so they've lost the big option. They've lost leadership. I don't know if you can replace it. We don't know what the Kenyon Martin move is going to do yet. He looks so-so right now. But he's got to get in the NBA shape. But in a wide open West with Chauncey, a lot of people had the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. I don't know if you say the same thing now.
No.
Next up, for the other team in LA, they beat an old Boston team last night. But let me tell you how bad this game was. Everybody wants to praise this game. Oh, it's LA versus Boston. Game went to overtime. They didn't score 90 points. Nobody shot 40%. What do the Lakers need to do to compete and win that 6th championship for Kobe? They got to make a move.
Let's see. You got to make a move.
And they need a guard. Let's just call it. They need a point guard.
Y'all missing Odom. Because when the starting Odom came off the bench and Odom got points.
That's mutual. Odom missed them too. They might need to look. They might need to reconcile that situation.
Don't redo it. Just cut it. They need some Kobe aging.
But see, it ain't about Kobe aging. Let me tell you why Kobe will never be mine. If you watched the game last night, Kobe was taking shots, 2 and 3 people on him. I mean, wisen up. If there's 3 people on you, somebody open. Somebody somewhere is open. And I mean, what gets him in trouble is the more he hits those shots, the more he takes those shots. And then they want to bring Hibachi in. You bring Gilbert Arenas in there, you think Kobe jack him up? Lord help us. That's not the answer to their problem. They need a point guard. I don't know who's available. And at this point, they're looking around. They don't have much to move because now they don't want to move Powell or Bynum. If you ain't getting Dwight, it don't make sense anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And Dwight's not going to answer their problem. So I don't know what the Lakers need to do as far as the person, but they need a point guard. Next up, new sensation in New York City by the name of Jeremy Lin. Point guard out of Harvard, Asian American. He's lighting the world on fire against the Wizards, the Nets, and Utah. Don't sleep on Utah, though. Yeah. Is he their anti-point guard?
Look. The Wizards. Nah, I mean.
This the Wizards, the worst team in the NBA.
Nets. Utah's a solid squad. Dude, he's coming in. What? Carmelo injured.
Amari injured. But see, that's the problem. What is he going to be when Melo gets back? I'm going to say this. I am Melo's biggest fan. I think Melo, when he's on, is a top 5 or 6 talent in the NBA. When he's on mentally. I'm going to say, though, they might want to move him. I know he just got there. But he's making Amari a non-factor.
Hold on.
He's going to come back. The ball's going to go to Melo and stop. And they're not going to win games in the postseason like that. Move him. You got to make a basketball decision. He's a big name. He puts butts in seats. He's a great scorer. But for team, man, I love him. It ain't working.
Melo or Amari? Melo or Amari?
Okay, if you asking me personally, Amari. I'm moving Amari because Amari.
Condolences to Amari.
No,
brother died.
Totally. Our condolences go out to him. You know that's a horrible situation. But we're talking about on the basketball court, not as a person. He doesn't rebound. He's not great on defense, and Melo ain't getting him the ball where he wants the ball. The problem with Amari is his knees are uninsurable, and they're getting worse by the day. So you probably can't move him. So you can move Melo. I just think you got to look around and see, okay, what can I get? Because that team with Tyson Chandler and Amari up front, if Lin can hold it down, if Baron Davis comes back and gives him something, now Douglas can play natural position. That team with D'Antoni's system, they're a little bit different. But if Melo comes back, it's going to go back to holding the ball and jacking up shots. The next time, they're not going to do anything.
It got to be team ball. Melo, you are a star, but you got to know when to dish it out. You got to know when to let other people become stars and fill their roles and let them play their roles as role players. You got to. And D'Antoni, you better start talking because you on the hot seat.
Look, he better start talking defense. Lin is figuring out the pick and roll for you. You better start talking defense. Because if you don't play D, man, you can't complete with the Chicagos, the Indianas, or the Miamis.
Mike and Phoenix Suns, you had them good when you was here, but Mike need Rosetta Stone for defense. It ain't happening, yo.
He brought in a defensive coordinator, allegedly. That ain't working out. Look, you got to commit mentally to defense the way you do the offense. I like the running style, but you got to play defense. When you play Miami, the way y'all play offense, if you don't get back on defense, you're going to score 110 points and still lose by 15. Got to play D. That's all we got for you this week. Hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, next week, We're going to be covering college football and the new pros coming into the NFL. We're going to have a special guest for you. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hit us up on Twitter at BigDaddiek6.
LB Jenkins and Light Bright J.
Have a good one.